How to get better buy-in from current team members. We're talking if you have a virtual assistant, if you have a full-time employee, part-time employee, a contractor, it doesn't matter. So the big thing I want you to hear me say today is stop paying people for tasks completed, which is what people normally do, right? And start paying people for performance. So I often will have business owners say things like they wish they had somebody who cared about their business as much as they did. I see people really frustrated and they feel that people are here just to cash their paycheck, right? Check off boxes and then move on. And they assume this is how it is, so they've been tolerating it, and then a lot of times they'll start to work with me and they'll see my team and they'll go, "Wait a minute. How are you doing this? Because my people don't feel this way. They're not this passionate about the business. They just think my team goes above and beyond, which they do because they have bought into the business. And I'll explain what that means. Okay. So they assume that this is how it is, and they're going to have to just do all the heavy lifting. And that isn't the case. All right. Now, the problem is, like I said, you don't have any buy in from the team. So you feel the pressure because you're treating it like your business and no one else's. So then they feel like it's just your business, right? And they're just here to do their job. And then that leads to you working harder than you need to, right? You carrying all of the weight. I just imagine like you carrying this gigantic backpack with all these bricks, right? And you're carrying this thing versus my team coming in and saying, "Hey, let me help you. Like let me grab one of those out for you," right? So the old school way of thinking is this is just how it is. No one's going to care about the business, right? These are just employees, these are just contractors. But I promise you, there is an easier way. So, one of the things we teach inside of well oiled operations is something we call woo and wow. And just like we want to wow our clients, we want to continuously wow our team members. We want our team members to be sold on why to work here over other options. So it's not just in the beginning stage of just trying to attract them, but it's how do we keep them, right? So the woo is the beginning part. The wow is to get them to stay. Now, I just had somebody yesterday say to me, I can't find not just good people, I just can't find anybody. Like no one wants to work. This is just the time that we're in. This is the economy. No one, like they just can't find anybody. And I immediately said to her, you need to be thinking about marketing to potential team members just as you market to potential clients. And that is where this woo and wow comes into place, right? We have to make sure that they already feel like they've hit the jackpot, right? We want them, like I'm just so excited. We are doing an employee retreat in um November. We're all going to Florida. We're all from Wisconsin. So for us, like that'll be perfect time for us to go and get some warm weather. Um, and I am gonna do something fun. And I said to my husband, like, I want people to think like, why would they ever go work anywhere else? Like they would never get this experience anywhere else, right? So we want to make those things extra special. And I want to ask you, like, why would somebody work for you? Why would they be attracted to work for you? And why would they stay working for you? And when you start to ask those questions and go like, well, we do this, and then so does your competitor, and we do that, and so everybody else does that, right? You can't just do what everybody else is doing, or you're going to have the same problem you have in your marketing trying to attract new clients. Okay. Now, as I'm talking woo and wow, you may have seen or experienced a variation of this um, where I'm talking about the buy-in and really getting them involved, I should say. So for instance, you might have seen like a Facebook ads manager that has said something like, "Hey, here's my rate, but I also take this percentage of ad spend." Okay. So the more money you spend, like the more money they make. Now, I actually hate this version of buy-in. Okay. This is actually where it goes terribly wrong because you are incentivizing the wrong activity. This isn't a partnership. This is like this person could make out and you could lose. A partnership is where you both have a win-win. And I just don't see enough win-wins in the business for the business owner and for the contractor, employee, you, whoever it is. Okay. So, you want to incentivize a win-win in both capacities. So, like this morning, one of my team members like messaged me and just like said something really exciting, and I was excited for her because she just won, but so did the business, right? So, I want to pay more when I make more money, not when I spend more on Facebook ads, because that doesn't guarantee anything, right? So, this is the only way it works: is are you incentivizing the win-win, and what does that look like? Okay. So here's how I look at my business. What you want to do is to try to create a mini business for your team. Okay. This works with both employees or contractors, doesn't matter. Okay. You want them to let them make money when you make money. So if I pay a part time contractor $3,000 a month, let's say, and I tell them, here is what I need, they will just check the boxes and go, yep, this is what she said she needed. Here's 30 social media posts. Here's the 3 emails I promised, right? And you're going to get B level work. Maybe you'll get A level work, but there's no strategy. Like they've missed the strategy because you didn't hire them as a strategist. You hired them for 30 posts, 4 emails, 3 blogs, right? And they gave it to you. So what I like to do is say, here is a base level pay. And for each action item you get, I'll give you this much in commission or bonuses. Okay. So guess what happens? Like instead of saying I need 30 social media posts, imagine if I said, here's what I'll pay you for 30 social media posts, but I'll pay extra for X amount of calls booked. Now, when they write their social media posts, what are they going to do? They are going to think, how can I get calls booked? Because they get to win when that happens. All right. So I want you, and some of you might be thinking, oh wow, this feels like a lot of money going out, but it's because the only way a lot of money goes out is because a lot of money comes in, right? So I just want you thinking about how can we do this and how can we get them excited about it. Now, the first thing I want you to do, because this can get messy, so please listen, do not just take this and run with this yet. So first, you need to set the bare minimum standard. It's kind of like, if you have little kids or you ever had little kids where they had chore charts and then you start giving them money for chores and then they're like, "Hey, I just picked up my room, so I need $1." And you're like, "No, no, no. This is just what we do as part of the Tushel household. Like you have to clean up your room, right?" You have to do this with team members, okay? You do not want them thinking that they're going to get paid for every single thing they do just because they've done it, right? It's like, listen, we're paying you X amount per month. And here is like the absolute standard you must be achieving, right? So I just want to be very clear on that. You don't get paid every time you lift a finger, right? You get this base pay and then you get bonus pay for specific things that we have specified, okay? You have to find out, what is the action item worth incentivizing? Okay. What actually moves the needle in your business? How do they play a part in this? Now, for any of you listening that are inside of well-oiled operations, come on one of our coaching calls and we'll help you figure out like what actions those could be or what price points maybe make sense to get started paying. Because once you set the standard, they will expect it. So just be careful before you go and implement this. Okay. There's a lot of lessons learned here. Okay. Next. You need, so set this, I'm going to repeat this, set the bare minimum standard, find out the action item worth incentivizing. And then the next part is create ways to reward. Okay. Now, this is not a one size fits all. This is not a do this for every single person in the business. Somebody new, I wouldn't do this for right away. Right? Maybe not. I would want to make sure they've got things up and running before they're focused on the wrong things, right? So a couple ways to reward, write this down. Commission percentage. Okay. So it could be, I'm just making up all these numbers, but it could be 10% of like the sales that were closed or 5% of renewals, right? You could do flat rate bonuses. So X amount of dollars for every saved client. X amount of dollars for every pay in full. Like maybe you want to, remember, you only do what you want to incentivize. So maybe you want pay in full. So you say, listen, for every pay in full, I'm going to give you an extra $50 or something like that, right? Depends on what your pay in full is, right? Saved clients, when people go to drop, like whoever answers the phone, can we get this person to save? And if you save that client, get them in a different class, or you get them to buy this or change this or whatever it is, we'll give you X, because you know that if they stay, you again will make more money. So why not incentivize for that. Okay. Another option is milestone bonus tiers. Okay. Milestone bonus tiers. What do I mean by that? So you could do, instead of for every this, you get that, you could say for every 5 fill in the blank you do, we're going to give you X dollars. When you hit 10, you're going to get this. So now what happens is they might get 5, and now they're going to shoot for that next milestone to unlock that next bonus, right? So before this sounds super scary, let's just rewind for a minute. The only way somebody is making money is because you've incentivized an action item that will make the business money. So this is what I was talking about. It's like they get to create their own mini business inside of your business. And what's so cool about this is when somebody says, okay, I need a raise, you can say, great, let's look at your commission structure. How much are you looking for? You want an extra $3,000 a month? Great. Let's look at how much you already earn per this. Okay, you want $3,000? You need to get an extra 10 of these or 20 of these. 5 of these per month would get you that at the end of the year. What's the plan to get there? Let me help support you in the plan to get there. Now it's not like, oh, let me just pull up my wallet and see if I have an extra $3,000. It's like, no. Let's figure out what you're doing and how you can create the extra $3,000 in the business. This is such a huge win-win for everybody, right? When we started implementing things like this, our business started taking off. Our gross revenues started to really skyrocket, and you can see why. So again, ways to reward, these are just 3. I've given you like the 3 most common ones: commission percentage, a flat rate bonus, or milestone bonus tiers. Okay. Take your time setting this up before you ever implement it. If you're inside of Well Oiled, come get our opinion. We can help you strategize, or just show us what you're doing. We'll show you some things that maybe you're not seeing, just to double check you don't put something into place and then you feel like you're locked in, right? Okay, so we've got, in less than 2 weeks, I have a 3-day challenge coming up called Maximize Your Margins. We have officially entered into a recession. I don't care who says what. It is here. We are in it. And a recession lasts years, like years. And I want to make sure we are helping you figure out how to set up a cash reserve, start to really be really strategic and smart in your spending. Look at those margins, your profit margins, how much time you're putting into your business. If you go to maximizeyourmargins.co, you can sign up. The date will be there, the times, where to go. You're going to get an email immediately after filling you in with all of the details. Okay. So it's a 3-day event. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be on just for an hour a day. So 3 hours, you can watch the replay. You don't have to be there live. I do encourage you to be there live, just because then you'll actually watch and get it done. And we've got some cool live giveaways. I should have had it on. We have this like cute gold or silver bracelets that say Powerhouse. We're going to be giving one of those away every single day for somebody who's there live with us. And then, it'll be a bonus day on day 4 and day 5. So you don't have to put those in your calendar, but if you just know like you need to hear this content, like you need to go all in, put day 4 and day 5. I will still be there live to show up as well as a bonus. So maximizeyourmargins.co. Thanks for putting it in the chat. That's where you can go and get signed up, get registered, and get all the details. Okay. It is time to really get serious and start to build up or focus on your margins, because that's what's going to carry you through a recession. So all right, have a phenomenal rest of your week. Happy Labor Day for those of you here in the United States. Enjoy your long holiday weekend, and then time to get back and get in it as we kick off September today. All right, bye everyone.